all those months hard at work. No
No play.
no play.
I'm not seeing the stream live yet.
I'm not either.
I did enter the new key. Do you have to restart after the... Is it on Dominion streams or is it another channel?
It's Dominion streams. Okay, now I see something.
Okay. I'm still not seeing anything, but...
Yeah. So it looks all right to me.
Okay, well
I'm
then,
not sure how the audio balance is particularly, but
yeah, if we can get some feedback on the audio, that would be terrific.
I think you're a little quieter than me right
Okay.
now.
Okay, then I can reduce your voice. So, is this better? And you have to say some stuff as well. I'm still...
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
have to wait a second before we
yeah.
both show up.
I'm still not seeing the stream, but I do see you chatting.
Yeah, I'm a little bit louder than you still.
Okay, then I can... I will just mute you if...
DG says, DG said we both sound reasonable, but I was louder.
Okay, well you can outshoot me.
Yeah.
What you lack in insight you can make up for in volume. It seems fair to me.
Louder is more entertaining, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
should just really be yelling.
Absolutely.
Rabbit said they're ready
Okay, well,
whenever. So
if the stream is live, I still lack confirmation myself, but let's go. They are completely tied in points, I read, but Rabid is ahead in some tiebreaker. I don't even know what it is. I think it's has to do with how you scored against the stronger players.
yeah, I think you get more points for wins against people who do better.
Yeah. So
The
yeah. So if this
which is a
match,
sort of unsatisfying thing, but
yeah, well, it's better than a coin flip, and you have to do something, I guess.
yeah, no, that's true.
Okay, we have Buzzy Kingdom with summon. Everyone knows what it does. Because and Lost Arts gives the action token.
Right.
I get some strange noises. Okay.
Yeah, the big problem here is lack of draw. In fact, the only way you can increase your hand size is by summoning highway or border village.
Yeah, seems. And there's also no immediate buy.
Yeah.
There's gaining via remake, lurker.
Yeah. You can sacrifice things and lurker them back, but that doesn't net you cards. That doesn't net you cards. It just nets you actions, which you don't need here particularly.
That really sounds terrible.
Yeah, I do think you want to. I think you might as well go for the highways. Some.
Yeah, I think so.
but there's a real limit to how big your turn can get. You can remake into provinces, I guess, if one person gets 7 of the highways.
Yeah, the people are asking for the Discord, but
I think Bernie Skull just wants a link.
so what is it? Is it just a discussion channel?
He just he doesn't want it for this match, I don't think particularly. He just wanted to
Okay.
get a link to it. I'm not sure.
Well, it's nice that I could choose summoning remake, so I can play it right away. Get those juicy shelters out and get some nice lurkers.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah,
getting some strange background sounds. I think those have to do with Discord, so I guess I will just mute them.
Yeah, you could probably leave that voice channel in there. I don't know why that wasn't working. So
Yeah,
I
I will
assume it'll just
try
begin to work.
try out the desktop app next time.
Yep.
It keeps bugging me about the desktop app. I mean, I have the website. Why would I want to download some stuff?
Yeah. The only reason I use it is because I found the voice chat is sometimes buggy on the browser.
Yeah, that seems like a great reason. It's just the first time I run into it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going for the lurker, and Akuchi has 2 lurkers.
Yep.
So it is like going to be a whole bunch of border villages, lurkering those and then getting them, but having no real draw. It's just
You just kind of try and get your...
Yeah, once you start greening, your deck is going to be completely terrible already soon.
Yeah. So it's just you try and get, I guess, as many of the highways as you can, a few monuments, and maybe some gold, and then just buy provinces. But I don't think there's a lot. I mean, I guess if you're really winning the highway split, if you get 7 of them, you can try to do remakes for provinces, but that probably isn't going to happen.
I changed the screen size a bit, going from full screen to showing the browser bar, because I think this just looks better. With events next to the kingdom cards. And the play area being a bit larger.
Lime says, I don't know if you want lurkers here, but you're obviously going to get them off your remakes.
Yeah,
you're not gonna...
indeed. Yeah, I don't think you want to pile them exactly, but I mean they're better than shelters, so.
Yeah. Okay, so Steph wants completely trashed out deck, just a golden deck with monuments and lost arts, which is going to be 4 a turn.
Well, that sounds quite good.
It's okay, and I guess it can be 5 a turn until the monuments are gone, as you summon them. Actually, yeah, it'll be 4 or 5, I guess, once you have a lot of monuments. And you can't end the game because there are these border village in the highway, so there's a pile out. It's not like a stalemate if one person has a lot more points.
It makes sense.
So yeah, there's probably not anything better than that. Just trying to get down to 4 or 5 monuments a turn. So we'll see if either of them go for that, which will be surely a winning play if the other one doesn't.
They're probably both going for it. What do you think about Rabid's lurker buy, turn 6?
Well, is that his? He already has a couple. I'm not sure. What did he?
It was.
He had exactly 2. It's probably
I
okay,
think it's his third. No, maybe.
Yeah, it's his third one.
Let's count 1.
Yeah,
2,
it was his third. I win.
3, 4, fourth.
In the spectator, yeah. Lifetime answered this question, I think, pretty well.
Yeah, it sounds like spinning wheels.
Yeah. Steph wants 0 lurkers, but again, surely you'll pick some up if you remake, although...
Yeah, but I wouldn't buy them. Like,
no.
They just delay getting the deck into the only monuments state, because you have to get rid of your lurkers as well.
Right.
And it will be a bit easier with sacrifice, but so far neither of them have it. And with remake, you're just remaking them into freeze, and then you have to spend another remake play to get them into monuments. So that's just terribly slow.
Yeah. No, I think accepting the ones you get off your remakes, there's no point. It does not look like either of them are going for that deck, though, just based off their buys. You would never buy gold if you're going to do the Lost Arts thing. So I don't think they're... I guess Rabid still could, but... Yeah, Steph is, I think, spot on the fact that they're not trashing fast enough.
Yeah, you would need to sacrifice to get rid of the lurkers, and then you can play your remake more often.
Yeah.
Like summoning sacrifice, well, you can't do that here, but in general, it's not a bad play.
Yeah, you'll surely have a target for it. JSH asks in the Twitch chat about lurker pillage. I mean, I wouldn't bother with it here, but it can be a thing to do. I mean, if you're in one of those situations where you have the deck drawing, you know, you can pick up a lurker or pick up a pillage and play it every turn.
Yeah.
But I don't think you fool with it here.
People are complaining a bit about freezing. Maybe I should look into lowering bit rates.
Yeah. I haven't been watching the stream too closely, just watching them in spectator mode, but it has looked okay to me for the most part.
I will lower it from 600 to 400 kbs. So they're both going for a bit of a random mixture of cards that seem okay on their own.
Yeah, I think it's just a little unfocused, but you have to expect that with the lurkers around, there'll be a pretty easy 3 pile here soon, as long as the border villages keep going down.
Yeah, monuments are almost out, lurkers almost out. Only 4 border villages.
I suppose Aku's gonna buy a province here.
Yeah, now he's so far ahead. He was already ahead in monument points.
Yeah, Rabid's
So
not going to manage a province buy, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Rabid should stop trashing any of the lurker, monument and border villages, and I agree with the sacrifice. I think now he should just summon another sacrifice.
Yeah. He should definitely be summoning when he has the chance to. Yeah, Steph says it would be good for him to stop lowering the piles.
Yeah, indeed.
I don't know if it's going to really do enough to stop it, but...
Like, what do you know about Rabbit's opponent, Akuchi? I don't think I remember playing him a lot from when I used to play a lot.
He's been in A for several seasons now. I don't know when he first promoted or how many seasons, but he's been in A quite a bit. He was in a championship match a few seasons ago, maybe 1 or 2.
Okay.
So he's quite good. He crushed me. He's the reason I'm demoting. Well, he's pretty much the reason why I'm demoting this season.
You're demoting? Wow.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, the spread in A this season, the highest score was 16. They both had 16, and DG had 14. He was the 6th place. So we were all basically average.
Ah.
But I lost to Aku 5-1. So that was my big loss this season, along with mostly ties. But
too bad. So we won't see you in the championship match next season.
No, it will be at least 2. It's been a while since I've won, actually. The last couple of times I even made it to the championship match, I lost. So it's been like 6 or 7 seasons.
Wow, you lost your mojo, man.
I have. I blame the new client. That's got to be it.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. We built some anti-mic measures in.
Yeah, there's definitely.
They're almost
some shady business going on.
They're almost at a power-out. Akuchi doesn't have the money, but he has it next turn unless Rabid pulls off something amazing. Like, can he 12, or if he gets a province and just 2 more monument points, 14? I don't see it happening.
No, it looks...
It can do lurker gets a border village somehow, if he gets another lurker to gain duchy, then play 2 monuments and get a province, I think that's winning.
I don't think that's possible.
Why not? If he oh, he can't get to 8. That's
Yeah.
going to be a problem. Like if he sacrifices border village, then he needs to draw like a gold, which I don't think he has even. He has 2 spoils left.
It still wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
He need 2 lurker plays.
Yeah, he would need to. He would need to indeed.
So like he can get $2 away from it, but
Duchy.
I mean he can.
He can get 15, but
he can like. Yeah, he can get to 15 here, but
yeah.
We already know Aku has the border village by.
Yeah, it's over. And Steph is making fun of you in chat. I visited him today to help out a bit with some client-side nocturne things, and he asked me specifically to repeatedly harass you about your season in A and your demotion. So
Yeah, it's okay. Steph had to leave because he couldn't take the pressure anymore. That's the real reason why he's not in the league anymore.
I know. I mean, the moment he stepped down as league organizer, he lost all his capabilities to cheat and other like shady dealings.
Yeah, there's. I mean, it's no coincidence. Let's just say that. Maybe.
So we have Akuchi winning the first game, and they're tied on starts. I think the worst feature that's gone from the previous 2 implementations is the dancing.
Yeah, I mean, without a good dance, how do you even feel alive while playing Dominion? The game itself is so boring.
Exactly. They have Magpie, Wharf, Highway, no villages. Let's look at advance. I think that's the one that you can trash an action and gain something, yeah.
Yeah.
And there are castles. I've read you're a big fan of opening Humbling Castle, aren't you?
Yeah, just gotta get that Humble Castle as soon as possible. I guess it's
going to be worth a lot over the course of the game, so.
The Steph points out that nobody did advance on their Necro.
Well, Rabid still can. That's.
Although I'm not sure, because being able to play a second terminal here is.
It is indeed the only village, so it's
potentially quite nice.
Not totally crazy. You can play 2 wars a turn. There's enough draw with Magpie to get actually and highway, so
I think
think
with
it's
the
crazy.
highways on the board, you do want to have the 2 wharf option.
Yeah.
We'll see if Aku takes the Humble Castle for the trash. It might be okay with getting the Humble trash.
Rabid goes for the trash and gets Artisan.
Yeah. So we'll see if one wharf is will cut it for him or not.
I quite like the Magpie Humble Castle trash hovel opening.
Yeah. Probably take a
especially if you get this as
you draw the 5 right away. So I guess Wharf or Counterfeit are fine.
So for people not too familiar with the castles, like one of us at least, I will show what they do. This gains a silver twice, so that's a castle you really wouldn't pass up, would you?
Rabid buys develop, which I don't quite follow.
It's especially strange with the shelters. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you really only would get some copper trashing out of it.
and
So
he already has a artisan. And you can trash coppers with counterfeit, so you don't really need to develop.
no, I think it'll just get in the way. And really, silver's quite nice since you're buying fives. I don't think that having a silver would. I think having a silver would be quite a bit better. I guess DG points out what you can do with it, which is advance it. But
That's actually good points.
so so that may be enough to mitigate it. Though I don't really hate just having a silver anyway.
And I would just get a second wharf here as, well, maybe counterfeit, because he doesn't have one yet.
I might take an artisan. Though I can see second wharf or counterfeit. So Rabid's going to be able to get a couple of fives here. Because he can advance the develop and also buy something. If he wants to. He may just trash the copper.
He can trash silver and get like Highway Magpie or something. And, well, he doesn't have then enough buys to also get the advance. So we'll probably just trash copper, advance develop, and get highway or wharf.
So we knocked the develop, but it all panned out.
It was part of his master plan. We were just too... This is why we're not playing in this match right now.
Well, probably neither of us can remember what advance does or that it's on the board after we see it. 30 seconds later.
Well,
It's like a goldfish.
That would absolutely never happen to me. I mean, probably I just see the landscape shaped thing and just ignore it because, well, it's so big, can't be good.
I mean, I'm lucky if I see 6 of the kingdom cards. I mean, that's
well, 6 is a lot. You can make quite amazing decks with 6 kingdom cards.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't knock yourself down. I'm a bit disappointed they're just ignoring the crumbling castle.
Which is correct. The
Well, wait, you can buy it to get the silver. You can then develop it, get another silver because you trash it, and then gain another silver off developing it. That's like the ultimate combo.
What a deal! 3 silvers. The Aku had a nice thing there where his magpie found the humble castle, so he both put it into his hand and gained a magpie.
Lovely.
Which is not very likely, but it was pretty cute.
He should definitely advance the magpie here.
Yeah. since the highway split's pretty huge a deal.
Yeah, indeed, get 2 highways. That's quite a good turn.
It's a bit unfortunate for him that he drew his wharf dead, but I think Aku would have been better served to get the counterfeit sooner.
Yeah, for sure. I think over his first wharf would be good. I'm not sure how big a fan I am of the artisan. It just seems so slow, and it doesn't help with cycling.
It's hard. There's a lot of other
Like what you want to do
high-powered stuff.
is highways, magpies, and wharfs. And that gives you quite some draw and buying power.
I mean, the artisan
Could help
Rabid
you.
got it off his opening or off his first shuffle. I think if you get it, he did it. All right, he opened with it essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
I think at that point you're gonna get enough good use out of it. I mean, he was able to gain counterfeits to hand and play them immediately, and I think there's some value there.
This is going to be highway, or maybe wharf magpie.
I'm not sure. I think I would do the highway.
He still has the Necro, so he could very well play 2 wharfs. He's going another counterfeit now. I think you're in the stage where really highway or wharf are more important now.
I mean, the big thing, I agree with Lime Time. I think he should have trashed that silver and gotten 2 5s. I mean, I think you double highway there if you can. I think his build, I think Aku, I like the direction he's going more, but I think his build order has been a little weird. The trashing has been later. And, yeah, Symbol Aku has 2 ores, but we would like him to have 4.
Yeah. So he can play 2 every turn, and he cycles for his deck way faster.
Yeah. So I don't know how the highway split went there. Rabid did better, I'm sure, but I don't know how much. I guess I'm not positive, but I think Rabid won that split. So now Rabid can artisan for Wharf. And I think shift to playing Wharves rather than artisan.
He can even artisan for province.
Yeah. I think at this point it would be a little early, but
Also the problem for Rabid to switching to highways to wharfs is that you will draw very a lot of those highways just dead. Well, at most 2, but his deck isn't really built for wharfs right now.
No, but it's still to have the draw. So he's going to start on greening right away. I think that's a little premature.
It should lose. Steph says artisan for gold and go double province. He could. This also double provinces, but that would have the advantage of having an additional gold. So question is how good or how shitty is the Rabid's deck going to be going forwards? Like, is this the best turn he will ever get, and he will now be lucky to get to even a single province?
Well, he's a lot thinner. he might have another double province turn, but it would be sort of hard. I'm not sure how many magpies have. GSH is pointing out we missed the real power card on the board, which is Royal Seal.
There it is. Well, maybe
Yeah.
maybe Akachi should just power the castles or something.
Yeah, I mean, Aku can wait, right? He can
Yeah.
build a little bit more because there's not a 3 pile and there's a huge stack of points in the castles. So Aku doesn't need to rush to match the provinces at all.
Like
Though he probably will.
I would get 2 wharfs here. And are any of these castles any? Well, he's not
attack.
Okay, but is he getting 2 wharfs? I really hope he is.
At least one. I mean, one would give him 4.
That humble castle is really going to pay him big dividends. He first trashed his hovel, then got another magpie off of it while drawing it, and now it's going to give him 1 point for every castle he gets. I would say humble castle is the star of the game here if he wins.
They're in Twitch chat. They're talking about potential 3 piles, but there's just none. Because for one thing, Rabid's hand size is being reduced to 3.
Yeah, there's no chance of a 3 pile. Well, if you manage to play a bunch of highways, then counterfeit, and play artisan, but that's just not happening indeed on that hand. I don't like picking up more golds here. Also in general, but he's still draw limited. You can get wharf opulent, I guess. Well, this would be a lot better if it was non-terminal.
Maybe a little too much better. So he takes, I don't like that, the Silver Province.
No, that's a very strange move. We'll get at least 1 wharf, possibly 2, because you're not getting to the shuffle now, so you want to have 4 wharfs in your deck.
Yeah. I mean, he should be fine either way.
Yeah, but what does the province do? It just...
I mean, Rabid just does nothing this turn.
Yeah, I agree. He could have trashed counterfeit and bought a 5. No, yeah.
I could pretty nice magpie luck this turn.
He needs
I mean, he does have a lot of treasures, but still.
Yeah, he needs to draw the Necro now. He did it. Like he's the best. That's the difference between an average player and a great player. Drawing the right cards at the right time.
Top deck those Necropolises.
I would use this and probably trash Haunted.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, if you're gonna play it, it's better to trash the Haunted than to trash it.
Yeah, because you can still play it later to...
It's just strictly better. So.
But there's no reason not to play it, right?
He may be doing I mean, he may just be able to pile. I'm not sure.
Well, he can trash Haunted to get the Opulent, and I have 3 castles left. It goes 7, 8,
8, 9.
9.
So 24. 7. No, okay. So not that much.
No.
He has like $16 or something. $18. No, I count it. $16. So he's short there, although that would give him, I guess, a pretty massive lead.
So is he like afraid that Rabid might be buying the castles if he doesn't, if he plays the small castle? Because I can't really think of any other reason not to play it.
Guess he's not playing it. I mean, you can save it if you think you're going to be able to use it to buy one of the more expensive castles.
Yeah, but he would have trashed the Haunted, so he's still saving it.
Yeah.
Not playing it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I mean, I guess if he's super paranoid, but Rabid's never going to get 3 more castles or whatever in a single turn. Yeah, it does look overly cautious to me.
And
I don't like the buys Aku's made, but the shape his deck is in, he just really can't lose hardly.
Yeah, and if you're going for the province, then certainly it wouldn't hurt to get the other castle, because Rabid isn't scoring that many points from those castles.
No, I agree. I think it would have made much more sense to trash the Haunted and gain that opulent.
GSH has some thoughts on leaving it, because the next one is the one that gains you a duchy, so that would help Rabid more.
But it wouldn't. It wouldn't help Rabid more. He could have afforded it, but just barely. And
it's not going to help him end the game. It's just going to make his deck even more.
Yeah, and 2 green cards in Rabid's deck is awful.
Yeah, like he played. I think he has 6 highways, right, or 5?
I'm not sure how that split went.
So he played all but one of his highways this turn, and he just has 3 coins. So
yeah, this is like all his green cards, but the last 5 cards, I guess, are a mixture of like.
Someone meme asks about the number of warps Rabid has. I think he has 1.
I thought Rabid had 0, but maybe he has 1.
Yeah, he buys and gains a warp on turn 9. Oh, it's 7-3. Okay. Rabid has 1 warp.
If you're the person with 7 highways, yeah, Rabid just greens way too soon. Because if you've got 7 highways, you want the greening to be much bigger and more condensed.
Yeah, just add 2 wars to your deck, one each turn, and then play all your highways, then wharf.
Yeah, it's just
If you have 7, then province just costs 1, and with a counterfeit, you can just buy a whole bunch in one go.
yeah. There's no
Add some golds before your final
good
turn.
reason for. Yeah. I mean, there wasn't really a 3 pile either that he had to watch out for when he took his double province turn. It was just. That wasn't an issue.
He's contemplating something, like getting... I guess counterfeit couldn't hurt, but he's getting a lot of duchies. I think that just delays the inevitable, because now he has no endgame, and he's just a tiny bit ahead on points.
He doesn't have a path to end the game. I guess with a really lucky draw here, like if he shuffles all the highways to the top here, he might be in a good spot.
Yeah,
Aku would be much better off if he already had that opulent, though, I think.
he just barely does have the money to buy the last 3 provinces. Oh, he does it like this. 6, 7, 8. That's not going to work.
No, he can advance it. Well, he can't advance for any. Just the opulent works. Lime Time's right though. He has a duchy pile out.
Yeah. That wins. I guess he doesn't see it, otherwise he would be going for it already.
Yeah. Though sometimes I check my multiplication a couple times.
Yeah, especially now because
5.
well, usually
okay,
3 times 5 is going to end up with disaster, but now with cost reduction it's okay. It's something I still mess up occasionally, that you think like, oh, I can buy 5 duchies for 15. Well, it's just the 5 is the costs.
Yeah, swapping the VP value and the cost is pretty common.
Yeah. Well, he does get a lot of points, so...
So Rabid can gain a province here.
Yeah, but he needs several completely dead turns from Akuchi.
Yeah. Well, he needs
to play the Wharf now, I guess,
to
have any shot at all.
He needs like 6 dead turns. I think.
Like, is there, if this is 18, well, that will be almost enough.
The point gap's so huge.
Yeah, it's just not happening. But if he wants to go for it, he definitely should play the Wharf now. Because that would give him somewhat of a turn next turn. This too, yeah. Well, it's lost regardless.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure it makes sense to say you should play the Wharf to give himself a chance when I think that
There's just no chance.
it's
Yeah.
0 all around.
Like
But
here, you can play this one right now to get a king and win. Yeah. Okay. It's nice to see the castles in action. It's still
Yep.
0 for Akuchi, so he needs well, 2 more wins, or actually 1.5. Let's also befriend him. I just befriended Rabid to be able to see the table. He hasn't yet. It's still unrequited love, unfortunately.
that half heart, it's just
It's really sad.
it's really, really crushing. I don't know if I have any half-hearters.
I have
Everyone's just so
two
desperate
right now.
to be my friend on Dominion games. So GSH says Aku deserved to lose for missing that in, but Aku played way better
Yeah.
for the whole game. I mean,
You have trading, that gives cash. It's okay to put it on Grand Markets, but Grand Market isn't. It could see play, but it's mostly going to be Mountebank, and if you have
Yeah.
4, you probably open Nomad Camp,
yeah,
so that you might hit Mountebank on turn 2. Otherwise, I would
Yeah, it
just
doesn't-
go double silver, I guess. You could go some kind of crazy attempt at double tactician with the Necro warehouse.
storyteller.
Well, I think just single tactician, because there's payload in the Grab Markets, but without a trashing, the junk from Mountebank is going to be too overwhelming. Yes, there's a silver house over
You can try
silver.
it with storyteller. The tactician is basically
Yeah,
sellers your
I don't
sellers
think
your coppers.
it's not totally crazy. You could also add an ironworks to get a ton of vagrants. Some
Yeah,
warehouse.
just filter a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well try it. That's the only interesting thing here. Otherwise, you just play mountebanks and buy
money and play a very boring game.
money.
Yeah,
So,
I do believe in the tactician thing more. Well, you can also just do mountebank, money, and single tactician. I think that's better than just mountebank, money. But it's probably a bit worse than actually trying the configured engine.
you get through so many coppers.
There's a copper hanging in the screen. That's gone.
They like to just. Sometimes they get tired.
Yeah.
Moving from the pile to the discard. They just.
I understand. It's so
They have to take a breath.
it's so repetitive. Like I would add a tactician here. Training on storytellers also interesting.
Yeah.
They seem to be just going for, well, at least Rabid just going for the money.
Yeah.
Akachi is trying something with storytellers that seems at least designed to cycle quickly, which
Yeah.
looks okay.
I think he should probably get the tactician here.
Yeah,
Aku,
yeah.
his 5. Maybe both of them.
I think both of them.
They're blocking pretty well.
He's
The
getting
mountebank.
getting another storyteller.
I'm not sure Aku really has good enough treasures that the storytellers are worth it. Maybe maybe if he trains them, that might be something.
It kind of seems like to me he's just buying them to get through his deck quickly and play his mountebanks as often as possible, and not as part of some other strategy. Seems to be just that.
This is one of these where you can filter a million cards and still end up with like $4.
Yeah.
Just you get nothing. If you have filtering, but if your deck is 100% garbage, then all you do is see lots of garbage.
That reminds me of the game we played a few weeks ago where I won the ruin split big time, and you built some crazy engine with warrior when you could play all your ruins.
Oh yeah.
And I just bought harems and eventually won the game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that one now a little bit. I just remember the harems. I was just playing on for no reason. I was lost like really, really early on, but
At least you got to play me plenty of ruins. Probably more than you've played in any other game in your life.
yeah, that's true. Alright, now we've got the training.
That's nice. So Rabid went for the tactician and is somewhat of a tough choice here.
Yeah. This is where you need to be spectating.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And figure out that your opponent has that curse.
This is this clear evidence that Rabid is leaving a sizable edge on the table by not having an alternative account and looking at Akachi's hand.
That or he just decided this wasn't the point to reveal it. You know, there's too many eyes on this game. It would look suspicious.
It's too obvious a spot.
The $4 hands are awful. There's just nothing to buy. Here he gets a nice tactician hand.
Well, let's just hope he doesn't draw a mountebank with warehouse, so then he would have another tough spots.
Another tough choice. I hope he does draw it, and this time he plays the tactician when the mountain bank would hit.
These would have been terrific cards to have on the tech turn.
Yeah. This is one of those where, I certainly don't know what's left in this deck, but it might have been a point where it's better to play the attack without playing these warehouses. But I don't know where his good cards are. Here he's just spinning around.
Like, he has mountebanks left, has he? So
I think he has one, so he should stop.
Yeah, if you plan to play the tactician, you should not go on with this.
I guess he's just going for a clean shuffle.
Oh well,
Necro,
this is great. If you remembered, I have a Necro and mountebank left, and he's a genius.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, with the 5 cards left, he might have known for sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to say if he was thinking of that from the first warehouse, but it was nice. Steph just wants to disagree with us. We'll just ignore Steph.
Yeah. We already said. I just said he's a genius, so that's more than fine. And I think indeed A10. Well, this is the first time he played the tactician.
Yeah. So he's not gonna take a curse here. He may, well, it's not likely, but it's possible he gives out the last 2 curses on his turn.
That would really
I didn't know Rabid had a grand market.
I missed that as well.
So nothing too exciting.
He won't be playing, and he won't be playing any mountebanks.
If he had found a storyteller, he could have drawn a lot, but didn't pan out.
Like, what are you even going for in Rabid's spot right now?
I might.
Double.
DG says trained warehouse. I don't know how many warehouses he has.
It's not crazy.
It may just. I mean, it's fine to just even get golds, really.
Well, you can train warehouse and buy 2 additional warehouses.
Yeah. I do agree that you should probably train something.
You can train Vagrant still even. It's actually quite okay Vagrant to train Vagrants, because they're going to help drawing through all the junk.
See if he does training.
Training.
So I guess the storyteller split is 3-4 right now for Aku. Or Rabid should just pick another one up here.
Yeah.
The curses are not going well for Aku.
No, he is also... This mountebank's going to miss.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would have been okay, 6-4, but if it's going to go down to 7-3, that's really disappointing. Fortunately for Aku, Rabid has already seen the 2 mountebanks.
Yeah. He's gonna get into the shuffle a little bit, but probably not super far.
He's going to
Is
draw.
his tactician down in here, or did he discard it earlier?
That's a good question. I think, yeah, well, he discarded it. That's pretty clear.
Alright, so Aku is gonna block unless he gets to Necro in a second mountebank.
Well, this is okay. I would go for double Vagrant here, I guess. Warehouse is okay, but I don't really want to risk a pile out while being pretty far ahead.
Yeah. The silver is fine too with the storytellers. Your Vagrant will hit sometimes, but not really that often. I mean, it would be hard for them to gain 4 warehouses quickly. That's not gonna like... Rabid's the only one with any extra buy.
Yeah, that's true.
So the pile lowering, I mean, 5 turns is not... Until Aku has buy or extra gains, the piles aren't really a consideration. There's just so many. But realistically, they're something only Rabid can safely lower, Aku can't.
So I guess you'd just draw a whole bunch of stuff here and then buy a province.
Yeah, I mean he's
province storyteller or something like that.
He's gonna end up trading a bunch of good treasures for garbage, but but he'll have a lot of garbage.
Yeah, he has a draw your deck engine.
Yep. I think
you do want to
double tack might have worked.
You do want to keep the Huffle. Yeah, I think so too. But it's really slow though.
Yeah.
To set it up.
But the other stuff is slow too.
Yeah, like you do need a lot of storytellers, a lot of good treasures, then double tacticians, and a whole bunch of grab markets. And you can't really buy a lot of grab markets when you've already used all your treasures to draw your garbage.
Yeah, I mean I guess it would be more like single tack for a while, and then maybe if you're lucky to get, that's pretty hard to get the grand markets are so expensive. Aku is just taking coppers now, which I don't really think is all that good, but
I think it's a bit strange. Like I could see getting province storyteller tactician here.
Oh yeah, Dr. Steelhammer points out the actual fatal flaw in the double tack plan, which we failed to.
Yeah, coppers are
failed to notice. So that's gonna make the grand market buying pretty much impossible. Well, it would have been funny to start going for it. I mean, Even if you had bought the tacticians, you could just play him single tack. It wouldn't be a big deal. It wouldn't be a bad thing. So Rabid manages a double province here. I think
Personally, I would have grabbed the last storyteller.
Province Storyteller Vagrant or Province Storyteller Silver, Province Storyteller Warehouse would have been nice too, I think.
He could have gotten another tactician as well. He had 18, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he could have done 2 5s, so he could have gone Tactician. So here, Aku basically had a province hand, and then
Decided to
he didn't
cycle.
actually. He didn't quite have a province. Maybe he did. He must have, right? He'll still have a province hand, I guess, but this is actually a little risky. This could draw him less money than he plays on it. Well, just playing one isn't risky, I guess. If that was all his storytellers, he should have gone to the end of the shuffle. Instead of leaving some of this stuff, these cursed coppers.
Yeah, well, he does have a warehouse, but indeed. This is quite
Now they
enough.
just start buying duchies.
Well, with all the sifting, it's not hurting that much. But
no. I mean, the big thing here is Rabid can get that tactician play again.
Yeah, when he hits a tactician, he just double pros again, probably. And then it's just over. Again, I was playing Storyteller with a whole bunch of coppers. That's not really going to do you any good.
I mean, I think he had to there. I mean, there's no...
Yeah, and well, he has the training on it, so it's not terrible either.
I mean, this is how I would have liked the other turn to play to go to the end of the shuffle.
Yeah, he has the province, so it worked out.
Yeah.
I think Rabid should just try to get to the tactician. Yeah. I think I would just play it now. Even if he still has the necro left.
I'm not sure.
There isn't that much value to playing a necro and one mountebank and a tactician.
No.
Compared to keeping your good cards for the tactician turn.
Right, but at this point, how many story does he have? I mean, if you know you have storytellers left in this 5, then I think you want to play the tactician now. But
yeah.
It depends on knowing what's left in the deck. I don't know what it is.
He did have at least a storyteller and a mountebank, because he just drew them.
Yeah.
I don't know how good will an ST be. I don't think it will be bad, but not at all necessary to make some risk. Is this card in a tactician?
It's pretty strange.
I mean, the tactician would pretty much have given him a win next turn.
I mean, I don't know if you can count on getting double province.
Well, but if Akachi gets single province, then the province duchy isn't that far-fetched.
Yeah, no, that's not. No, I mean, I think it's a mistake to not play the tactician.
And like, you're 1 point behind, so you really don't want to get province here.
No. I mean, this may cost him the game, especially if he's if he's drawing with the goal of buying a province, then he's just losing. When the tactician is really the thing that gives him the winning position.
He is going for the duchy, so that is at least not losing right away.
No, but now Aku can.
If he, Akko should definitely go for the province here. That's just totally clear.
I mean, Aku has the worst deck, so he should just take his
absolutely
his opportunities when they come. You can't scoff at a province hand when you're Aku, because duchy. I mean, going through the duchies isn't helping you at all.
No, it's just losing slowly.
I mean, Lime Time's right that that's all his money. So his odds of provincing next turn are low, but
well,
still.
he does have some more golds, doesn't he? But yeah, this is
he has some more silver. He has a amount of bank.
This is definitely above average.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is his only gold.
Okay, yeah, Rabid has at least one gold. He takes it, yeah.
I mean, Rabid here is just gonna do like his state and play the tactician.
Yeah.
Though he doesn't, the estate doesn't really do all that much. I guess it makes it a little easier to pass him. Province estate if Aku manages a duchy.
Yeah. Well, if you manage duchy 24, yeah. Well, you still need 9. That's enough. So I will buy the estate for no other reason that you can afford it. It's late in the game, you get points, but I'm not sure it's actually any good.
So Rabid will start drawing 6 more cards. I guess if he knows what his last card is, if he knows his last card is money of some sort, it's actually better to not play any of the treasure.
Yeah, that will be quite a gamble.
But that would be some really, really good deck tracking. Or some really... I wonder what it was. Alright,
this is going to be game. Just buying the province is enough. He has it in hand, so... Oh, I played for coin buy, just to maximize stuff. Maybe coin cards. Well, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so we have at least a Rabid victory, so that prolongs the game. At least the interesting part of the match, like who's going to be the next champion. It's going to be a 3-minute break. What's the score? It's 1 for Rabid, 2 for Akuchi. It's also somewhere over here in the screen, though you probably missed right now because the background isn't particularly conducive. Oh well, it looks kind of okay still.
It's still visible.
Yeah.
The white is still on dark, so...
Yeah, Lime Time is being deliberately obfuscating what's actually going on.
Lime Time is misinforming.
He's spreading the fake score. It's sad. I'm going to get a quick drink. I'll be right back.
Alright, now that Philip's gone. we can have the real fun. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Hmm.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, Burning Skull wants to hear. Burning Skull wants to hear an anecdote.
Okay, well,
We gotta keep him entertained. Oh no, Aku's ready. Never mind. No anecdote necessary.
okay. Well, Mick, you could tell us. I'm not going to indulge Stefan as you 3 times. That will be cruel. But a second time can't hurt. What happened to you this season? Will we be seeing
Well,
you in the
so
Champions League match?
you told me you watched the DG match, right?
Yeah,
You
I did.
watched that
I did.
video, so that was my crowning achievement. Even though the result 3-3 was okay, but the two of those games they were
They were
impressive
terrific.
stuff. Some of my best work.
Oh man, I did forget what it was. It was somewhat with an estate rush in the end. What was your?
It was this messenger. It was messenger loan estate, right?
Yeah.
Classic, classic, classic strategy. I mean that was. I mean, I did that knowing it would not work. That was not like. I wasn't confused about what the outcome would be.
Oh man, everyone watching right now should go watch the Mick versus DG match just for that one game. It's probably some of the best Dominion you've ever watched your entire life.
And then the other one I resigned like turn 5 or something, which was just I don't know why I did that, but
Was it because you had gone to King's Court or something?
I put a lurker, or I used lurker to put a
yeah.
Kingsport in the trash. Just taking a chance, and he got it. So
No, I think you were the one who only had lurkers, then took a chance putting the King's Court in trash. Then in response to that, he bought a lurker, and he got the
yes,
King's Court out before you, and you
yes,
were so completely on tilt that you resigned the game.
yeah. I mean, I was sort of on real tilt and sort of on just messing around, but that was the how it worked out. He bought a couple. I mean, it wasn't even like that unlikely of an outcome. I by the time we both I shuffled first, but I only had one lurker, and then he shuffled and had two, and he drew his before me. So it wasn't actually all that unlikely of an outcome. But it also, the board just looked like who got lucky lining King's Court up with lurker more.
Yeah.
It looked like that was how the kingdom would play out. So I don't know. I was a little bit on tilt.
But we have a great game right here with the obelisk on trading post. So you clearly want to pile this. It gives 2 victory points for each one you have. And Akuchi can start right away. It's really great to be able to open trading posts.
Yeah.
With it being
the trading post 5-2 is it's one of the strongest 5-2s, and one of the weakest like trashing second shuffles. It's really a strange combination, but it's when you can open with the trading post, it can often be game over when your opponent can't.
And there's
DG is being kind to me and being nice to me in the chat, but but it's not. It's not true. What he's saying. He did plenty of good things.
There is transmute. That could be a thing here.
Yeah.
You crushed my spirits pretty hard by gaining a transmute for the win.
Oh yeah, that was another lurker board. I put that transmute in the trash as a joke.
What?
Then I got. Then I got.
There were like 5 transmutes in the trash, just because you didn't want to give me any good lurker options, and then in the end, you gained it to trash something for a duchy, and that.
That gave me the points. I think maybe there was another way to do the win on that turn that I did it, but I went with the transmute, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't going to turn down that opportunity.
This pretty big engine with city quarter being the only draw.
This is pretty clearly knight stuff, though. I guess the knights actually don't matter so much with the lighthouse.
This is pretty... well, no, he got a trashing off already. I thought for a moment that it fell to the bottom.
Yeah.
The thing is with the trashing and a lot of lighthouses, stuff says you ignore the knights. Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, you might get some attacks in though early on. I mean, Bailey is a pretty safe one to pick up as far as that goes.
Bailey is okay. If it reveals like Destry, you want it as well.
Yeah. But yeah, you won't be attacking all that much.
So I would get the Bailey here, and I would get Destry here. Like this is the second time I predict the next card. First with the Necro, one out of 11, and now 1 out of 9.
Can you get the next 9?
No, I can't.
You're not gonna. I mean, once you get it right once, there's no reason to risk your
image. Yeah.
So we'll see if he takes it. Haggler and Smalley. So Haggler is not all that great here, mainly because it doesn't interact all that well with the city quarters.
Yeah.
Though it may be still useful to up your action count a little bit.
I agree.
I learned that messenger strategy from JSH.
I imagine
he's saying I just couldn't pull it. I just couldn't pull it off. I didn't have the real skill. JSH likes to talk about adventures playtesting and say that he won games using the messenger rush, but that's just not true.
JSH is the king of the power rush.
Yeah. Aku should probably take city quarter here. But he could take something else.
Yeah, I agree with the city quarter.
The trading post is also really nice to move into a city quarter deck because you actually have money to pay for them to get out of debt. Yes, I agree, DG, that this game is over. Even though there is a lot left.
Steph is suggesting a second trading post for Rabid. I mean, yeah, you gotta protect and extend the point lead.
I don't.
I'm not
think
really
second trading
I'm not
post.
seeing it with the warehouse and
Aku can just keep buying city quarters.
yeah, another city quarter would pretty much seal the game. This is a great hand. He is getting through the deck quite well, and he will probably continue to do so.
Yeah. You pick up another city quarter here. Maybe another hamlets and a city quarter. And there's a good chance next turn he attacks Rabid. Unless Rabid has a lighthouse here on top of the deck. Aku gets Haggler. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, once you have fill enough deck and enough city quarters, then you can ultimately go for provinces and gain action cards with it to keep your action density high, but it seems a bit early. I think you still want city quarters.
This is what Rabid gets for listening to Steph. Proper punishment.
Yeah. Well, he does have the point lead. You gotta give him that.
Yeah, get those obelisk. I don't think I've ever. Well, this is a lie because I'm sure I have at some point, but basically never paid any attention to obelisk, except at like maybe the end of a game or something.
There was the Rebuild game yesterday, I think, with obelisk on tournament, so this was quite good.
But you're buying tournaments anyways, right? I mean,
yeah.
Maybe buy a few more, but not like a huge number more.
Indeed. Like, you probably discard silver for a buy here.
Yeah. As long as Aku, I would say doesn't put in too many treasures, he should be good.
Yeah, Steph's a discard haggler, buy more cities. That's not crazy.
I do think he's 2 city quarters is not enough.
Yeah, you two more this turn, and then going for what he's doing now would have been better.
You should get a warehouse with this walled village, I think. Though Hamlet is alright too. Rabid's resigning, which is 100% reasonable. Yeah, so trading post conquers again.
Okay, we're at match point. If Akuchi wins or ties any of the last 2 games, he is the new champion. battlefields.
Battlefield is another one I tend to ignore.
It's just complete. I was at someone like, I'm not sure it was even opening a state, but either opening it or getting it on turn 3, 4, and I was so completely confused
Yeah.
that I was asking, am I missing something? Well, it's a bit of more reason to open island, I guess.
Yeah, the islands you can do.
I think I would open island here.
But other things not so much. The the estate.
I think you would you will buy double delve, right?
Yeah. So I find Battlefield only works if you're like if there was ironworks on this board with the island, I mean you would just be totally zeroed in on that. But otherwise, unless there's like mostly ironworks, but some way of gaining the cheap VP cards quickly, it doesn't seem to be that important to worry about Battlefield.
I guess
Time says island estate, and I don't know. Serious?
I hope he isn't. I think I would
the estate.
Either go guides or wishing well, I guess.
Yeah.
Akuchi is going for Salvager. Okay. I like Rabid's open. I like it better.
I don't mind the Salvager. I mean, I don't think the 2 more points are that big a deal.
I think I would get at least 1 silver this shuffle. Maybe, yeah. No, I will buy a guide here. Steph mentioned procession on guides. I guess when it goes on a match, you don't trash it, so
yeah,
that's quite good.
But I'm still not sure what the procession stuff is building towards.
Well, you can procession guides and gain islands.
Yeah, you're not. There's 0 5s, so you're not taking the 4s anywhere.
Well, you're not processing the fours. Just I guess guides and some other frees, and then you draw your deck and do some stuff like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems better than whatever else you could do.
Not having it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put them in too soon though, because you're trashing super slow. I mean, I guess if you have a lot of 3s, it feels to me like you can put the procession in way too early and just have it whiff.
Well, with the number of wishing wells and stuff, Rabid is already having. I don't think it has a very high chance of whiffing. And if you have like a guide already on the mat, then if your hand is bad, you just guide it away.
And how does that deck do against someone who starts buying IGGs?
I guess you add a bishop or something. I'm not sure how quickly you get to the point where you draw the deck, but it seems like it's worth going for. Steph said at island sooner against IGG, yeah. So you start out mostly with processions and free costs, and then depending on what the opponent does, you either add islands earlier or later. Makes sense.
Ake seems to have a mix of silvers and actions, which doesn't seem like the right mix. I could certainly believe in something going high number of silvers and IGGs doing okay against the engine. Just depends on how quickly the engine can clean up.
Yeah, then you would just open like island silver and add a smithy, I guess.
Yeah, or you could open triple silver.
Steph agrees with your triple silver open.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's referring to, the agreeing, just because we're a little delayed, so I don't know what thing I said. You know, I say so many correct things.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a silver thing. Ninetime is asking what kind of cards Rabid is having. Well, not that much. He's
now
the IGG is going. Yeah, now it's serious business. I think he has more wishing wells than coppers at this point. Well, 3. Yeah, now you certainly wish for copper.
I guess Rabid could get rid of these wishing wells and islands, and he could buy IGGs. He's got a big points lead. He could maybe pursue lowering the piles.
It does
so
sound.
I want to make sure to get more of the battlefield, I guess.
Like another island here, or would you go? I would think I would go procession then.
I guess he could pick up his guide as well. He's still got this, yeah, as long as he's got a curse, he can keep getting the islands. I guess the question is what's Rabid's third pile?
Steph's asking why you would stop buying islands now. I think procession is going to be better long term, and the first time you play it you just make up for not getting the island that time and still buy another island that turn, so it just seems like a better investment given that Akuchi is ignoring the islands.
I don't know what Rabid's deck will do after he has these.
He needs to wish
he'll
for
have 20. That was a wrong wish, wasn't it? It should have been copper. Since if it was... No, that's not true.
I think the wish was okay.
Yeah, the wish was fine. He didn't have another draw card, so it wasn't that situation. I'm not sure what Rabid's doing after this island stuff is done. He just has coppers, right?
And
Aku can salvage the IGG or the procession here and get another province, and he'll be just 2 points behind
yeah, he's
and quite a bit more treasure. He can actually keep buying provinces.
yeah,
I would have
he should
salvaged
get at least he might get an island and another 4. Oh wow, he's ignoring the victory. I think
that was really weird.
that's a mistake.
I don't like that buy.
I think getting island procession or something would have been okay, but
Yeah.
not taking this is...
I think just province would have been fine.
Yeah, I would like the island a bit better, I guess.
I don't know why you would. I don't quite see why you keep around the procession. He doesn't seem to have the deck in which the processions do a lot of work either. So I would have trashed the procession before the IGG at that point. But I would have gotten some piece of green to get those last 2 VP. But again, what is Rabid's deck capable of now?
I don't know. I guess you could add a bunch of delves and go for...
Yeah, you could delve now. The Aku's deck isn't much better. Again, it's a mixed bag. It's like silvers and a small number of actions. Are not really action dense.
Yeah. I don't think procession guides Smithy big money with delves is a thing, because you just don't line up your procession with actions reliable enough to warrant having a procession at all.
I think Aku could have. I don't like all the actions in Aku's deck. I think honestly, I think Smithy big money beats this what Rabid's doing. I think Smithy delve big money beats what Rabid's doing. Maybe with this Salvager Island opening to get some of the estates out, but after that,
Yeah, you may well be right.
I mean, there's not like any power in this deck. Nothing's gonna like suddenly explode.
GG is saying that rabbits should go for IGGs now.
I mean, I think that's reasonable.
Definitely wish for wishing well. Does he have any coppers at the side? No, so he has 7. Could get to delve IGG, that would be great. Like now you want to wish for curse, I guess. Well, or just want to leave it there with the islands. So maybe just wish for something you don't have at this point.
Is that all of his wishing wells?
I think there's wishing well, curse, island left in the last 3.
Then you might as well wish for wishing well, right?
Oh yeah, in that case you can indeed do it.
Get everything.
Yeah, of course.
But wishing island or curse doesn't seem very good. So you just wish well.
Yeah.
and go for that.
He does it and reveals the island, so I think you should go for delve IGG here. GSH is suggesting triple dove, but I don't know. I guess the salvage trashing is so slow that the curse is really quite bad for your opponent.
I think the curses are pretty harmful. Aku's deck is like fragile too, in a sense that his turns only look good if he lines Procession up with something, and so there's a real chance of the Procession becoming like a curse in a bunch of hands. And
yeah, just adding on the IGGs now is the way to go. I'm rooting very much for Rabid this game, because then we would have a last game to be the decider. He is going for the double delve guides. I don't think it's terrible, but I would have loved to see the IGG thing.
So now Aku will lose another action and have fewer guide targets.
Fewer procession targets.
Yeah, sorry, fewer possession targets. He'll have a deck with too many smithies. So if Rabid isn't going for IGGs, this game could last a really long time.
It should just end on IGGs, I think. IGGs curses. So maybe Akuchi is kind of transitioning and just big money smithy and can buy provinces in due time.
I thought he was going to do that like 4 turns ago, but he keeps buying.
There was some kind of undo.
Yeah.
I'm not really.
He keeps buying more actions, so I don't think he's doing that. And like his turn 9, he trashed the IGG, not the procession. So he's really committing to trying to build this procession guide thing. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
I think Rabid should buy a guide here. Oh, he has one. Okay. Well, I would get another one regardless. Probably play the wishing well, wishing for wishing well. Don't play the guide first. That's just suboptimal.
Last card is another wishing well.
Yeah.
I guess Rabid's deck is clean enough he can actually buy provinces.
I think I would just keep the wishing well there, because why would you draw the garbage?
There's not more to draw really.
So just wish for like a gold. I still like Delve IGG, I think, over the province here.
Sora asked a question in the Twitch chat. He asked why wishing well first. With fewer cards in your deck, you can guess better.
That's kind of true. But on the other hand, when you play the wishing well before another draw cards, you can wish for a stop card. Then if you have it correctly, you can then play the guide and get the card that's after it. And if you miss and have a good cards, then you draw it anyway with the guide. So you just have a lower chance of stalling. And even here he did hit a silver once, so I think you also would have gotten to the end.
I mean, he had multiple wishing wells in hand, so I mean, it's kind of nice to have just a pure cantrip. It's a little he's asking more questions, like he had 2 wishing wells. For reshuffle considerations, it's a little cleaner to have a pure cantrip left over than a wishing well.
Yeah, if you anticipate on not wanting to trigger the shuffle, then that's definitely true. So
but it's not.
It's
I mean,
not
in that
terrible.
Case, in that specific hand, it wasn't really a big deal one way or the other. I would say.
Yeah, I agree. It's.
So what did Rabid get? Double Delve Island? Okay.
I think now it's time to get provinces for Rabid.
So Rabid ends up with a nice clean deck, but it's like turn 14.
Well, he does have 33 points, so that's not
he has a lot of points. But he wouldn't have that many if... I mean, the split could have gone less than 10-2 easily.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can count on quite that many.
Well, but if the split was closer, then he would have switched to something else faster.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's not... can't change just one thing. To me, it feels like if you're doing the engine that you want to be much cleaner than they are, the Rabid's pretty clean. And if you're not doing the real engine, I would rather have just smithies and silvers, really. I mean, island opening is fine to get rid of a couple islands are really good to get rid of some estates, and just to contest the battlefields. But
now he's really having the explosive turn. And still the payload is okay, but nothing to really celebrate about, and you still have
If Haku wants to use bishop to catch up, he shouldn't buy province.
Yeah, the point is a bit if you want to do some engine where you score points with bishop, you should be getting the victory cards. That just hurt you. You're already fragile deck even more.
Yeah.
Rabid only buys an island.
And
It's not bad.
You can fuel the bishops with 4 gains from your guide processions, I guess. So that kind of, I mean, I could see that if you weren't sort of rushing towards end-game conditions in various ways, he might be able to come back with something like that, but the deck needs to be a lot cleaner.
GSH is accusing Akuchi of slow playing.
It's that mental game. You just gotta bore your opponent to death.
GSH has been hunting slow-mo for so long that he's just seeing slow-mos everywhere. He sees them at night on the inner side of his eyelids.
There's one player who mastered that tactic years ago and has used it mercilessly for a reign of terror. Some of you may have heard of him. His name starts with an S. The next letter is not an L, but it's sort of shaped like one.
Well, there are some other players who are actually even worse.
That is true. He's not the worst by far. That would have been a good alt. JSH's name.
Stefalo slow play. That was indeed a slow-mo alt.
I wish I was as cool as Lucky Ducky.
I actually had I had to laugh about something Lucky Ducky said. At least someone reported it in Discord. Well, he said he reported someone for being ridiculously lucky. Like, how do you even come up with it?
I do love that people worry. I mean, I don't want to make fun of the person complaining too much, but it's funny that you're like worried someone's gonna report you for that, and are actually worried about it. Aku is trying to end it. Aku's going with the medium slow resign.
Yeah, just piling out the guides. It's
piling out one guide at a time. Put himself on a 3-turn clock, potentially. Though I guess Rabid's not hugely likely to just start buying guides, though he could, I guess. The 19 points is pretty big difference.
That was a great guess.
DG has a good pile out idea, which is the silvers. It'll only take about 8 turns.
I'm not sure what Rabid is considering here. You obviously just buy province. I mean, there's no point in helping with the guides. I mean,
Aku's got that under control.
yeah, and yeah, there's just no point to it. I mean,
He's not too far from like half a VP. So Rabid pile drive the islands
on his own. That's
and has played them all.
that's pretty amazing, actually.
This is, I mean, the only way this game should last this many turns is if two people, or if one person is doing IGG and another person is not. Otherwise,
Well,
there's no
he
reason.
does have a lot of points, so there I really
Yeah,
can't fault anything Rabbit is doing here.
There-
Well,
that's-
he probably made some mistakes somewhere, but overall I think I like his play.
I mean, you're right. You're right. There is a big points pool, so that extends the game. So now Aku buys a silver. It just his deck is kind of incoherent. It's just like back and forth on I don't know. Everybody at Aku on Discord and just beg him to resign.
I think he's the type of player who just rarely, if ever, resigns a game.
No, that's true. He doesn't very much.
Some players are that way.
Yeah.
They just like playing it out.
Yep.
I could definitely see it in some games, but games like this that are just...
The only thing here that justifies it is Bishop. But that's the only out. Well, he should start. Tenelling says he resigns in Hearthstone. Well, he should start resigning in Dominion because it takes a lot longer. I would just trash the provinces right now. I would Bishop them both. And this.
Well,
You know what would be good for
he could procession the Salvager and trash two provinces to have a double province turn for some style points.
I agree with JSH that you want to procession the Bishop. And you can replace it if you want to buy another Bishop. But I wish Rabid had a Salvager. That would
It would speed up the
make the
game
game
some, yeah.
that would make the game end faster.
It's particularly a bit strange that Akuchi is thinking so long about a game that has been really lost.
Yeah.
I mean, you can focus on your one way to win and just go with that, but then it's pretty clear what path you're taking. If you're not even clear about what you're
Yeah.
going to do, then there's really no point in playing on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if your turn is you're playing this engine that has to come back with Bishop points, you know you gotta start having better turns more consistently. So less treasures, but there he's buying silver. So what is I do not know why Rabid called a guide on that hand.
I'm not sure either. Well, he
That's a
he trashed a copper to his opponent's bishop.
oh.
Maybe he thought, well, 5 cards is better than 4.
Yeah. I didn't notice he had trashed a copper. I think I probably would have. Well, I'm not sure. I would have thought about not trashing the copper. Here, Rabid can certainly just buy a guide.
Yeah, I think I would wish for province and buy a guide. Maybe wish for silver and go for like a delve guide.
Yeah.
Province, was province. I think waiting for province would have been better because the game isn't lasting long enough if you just buy the guides there to really have the additional silver make a difference. But then again, not having the province here isn't that. And now you just want to buy the guides and rabbit spots just to end the game and not really because it's optimal, because it's still optimal to. Well, the question becomes, I do think you just want the guides because there's just no way Akuchi is going to.
He's not going to score 28 points
in 2 turns, so.
No, I would just buy guides.
You're not just buy guides, yeah.
You're not going to miss 3. Aki doesn't have a 28-point hand.
So I would not play the Wishing Well here, his first one, and then just buy Delve Guides. And then you win next turn.
I mean, Aku's got a hand he can start drawing some stuff with, but that's still... He still has so much garbage in his deck. Like, it's not clean. It's turn 20, and he's not clean, so... I was taking the conservative path.
Yeah, it's... I think it's best, but it's not... it's very marginally better because you're winning regardless and it prolongs the game, so... Maybe it's a psychological ploy to get Akuchi so worn down that he's in a worse mood for the last game.
Yeah.
but then again, Akuchi can counter that move by just resigning. So maybe he is the one who's wearing Rabid down.
This is Aku's deck is just a mess.
At least he's out of action. Oh no, he still has them, so... Okay, now he's out of actions. Yes, the province, 29.
Ooh.
I still would just not play the things and just buy a guide.
Yeah, just use that auto buy. Don't even bother delving. Just click the guide. I guess you can wish for silver.
If he's going to buy Dutchy, okay. Well, this.
Alright, it's over.
It's over.
Yay.
Well played.
Hooray.
Well played. This was. We're going to the final match with Akuchi as first player.
It was an interesting board. I'm not really much of a fan of how it was played, though I imagine if I had played it, I would have also made a mess of it in some way.
I like islands, and here they are especially good, so I would have gone on a bunch of islands. Not sure what I would have gotten them all, but GSH saying games like this are why Dominion will never be a top esport. Well, that's why I need Blitz. Like,
Yeah, we got to get that blitz.
okay, we have the deciding match. If it's tie, Akuchi wins. If Akuchi wins, Akuchi wins. And the only way Rabid is winning this match is if he wins, and and then he wins by virtue of having having a better third tiebreaker. I don't think the guy who came up with the third tiebreaker ever thought this would happen. So let's hope it does.
Well, we can ask the guy since he's, listening.
I don't know whether Steph is the one who came up with it. Okay.
Well, I think so. At the start, the league was pretty much just Steph, wasn't it?
Yeah, but maybe the rules changed. I mean, I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
It's not
I'm
like
not sure.
it's not like I ever read the rules of the league.
We don't have any Dominion League historians yet, so to interview all the original founders.
I mean, I just read, I just play, and if there is some big debate, then I read all the lovely rants, but I'm not going to have any opinion on the actual rules.
We need to get all the sordid details of how they rigged it, though.
We have donate. That's always a big thing, and then you can quickly get stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
There's some question about your reading ability in general. Are you literate, or is your computer talking to you?
I'm sure it's mostly the computer talking to me. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Microsoft Sam. And I really just learned the cards by clicking on them and seeing what they did and sort of remembering it, but this thing is quite great. I think the best thing about Donate and also Mountain Pass is that it has this very special in-between turn non-phase phase. It's officially not a phase, but it's also kind of is, because, well, just a phase is something that's temporary and something that's clearly distinct state that's different from other things. So just by the formal definition, it's a state, but the Dominion also says it's not a state, not a phase. So. And that's it's a really great concept. I'm a fan of the in-between turn stuff.
So in chat, they're discussing the Ironworks Donate opening, which is pretty nice. You just sort of automatically go heavy Ironworks.
But
all the good cards are for.
Then you trash everything but Ironworks, or do you keep some coppers?
Yeah.
But
Everything.
Then paying off debt takes really long. Or do you gain by Ironworks?
You gain another Ironworks immediately.
And then you gain a bunch of tournaments.
Yeah. Although I'm not sure. You can wait on the Donate.
It sounds really slow.
The good thing about Donate is that you can do it turn 3 and you still trash everything. It's not like you fall behind on trashing. So I'm not sure. It would certainly be a thing you could test. You could play it out because there wouldn't be a lot of shuffle stuff involved. So you could just someone could load this kingdom up and play around with it and figure out what the fastest thing is pretty easily.
We can probably how do you call it?
We could probably play this game 5 times before they're done.
We can crowdsource source solving the kingdom. Like everyone who's watching right now can play a bunch of turns. Rabid is going for the turn 1 donate.
Wait, what?
Oh, he has the ironworks already from Akuchi's messenger. That's quite a thing.
Nice. That's exciting.
That's amazing.
I don't think he should have kept the coppers though.
Yeah. And he gets a silver. That's also questionable.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the path there, but the turn 1 donate was pretty interesting.
I think Akuchi has the better deck, even though he's quite behind in the build-up. Like, what do you do here? Just double tournament in Rabid spots? I would go double tournament. I think Rabid will get to a province and connect with tournament first.
Yeah, he should be able to. Yeah, I agree with what Steph is saying.
Yeah.
Which is double tournament now.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't like that.
That is one way to throw the game away.
I mean, he'll gain tournament now and he'll buy province.
Yeah,
they could have done that without the silver and the gold.
Yeah.
It's not a very thin donate deck.
And Rabid has a terrible hand. At least he has the connection hand after this.
He may just buy another
he may buy another donate with this. I think I would do that and get rid of all the copper and silver and stuff.
One thing is that if he buys another tournament or another province, I mean, Aku's tournaments are just not going to work.
Yeah, but also if he buys a donate, you can just have the province in hand for sure.
That's true.
And he has 8, so he's not in debt afterwards. I think another donate is clearly the best player.
Yeah, and Psychomatic mentions that Aku missed the play order of his ironworks there. Though I don't know if it would have let him get anything better. Maybe.
I think I would trash all treasures except for the gold. If he buys donate now, then you have province in hand guaranteed because you only have 5 cards.
Well, he already has province in hand guaranteed for 1 turn.
Yeah, but I would say I'm assuming he's buying donate, but he isn't.
I mean, your deck's going to be bigger than 5 cards.
But yeah, it's over regardless. But I still would like to see a second donate at some point.
I agree. I mean, there's not a good reason to have all those coppers and the silver around.
Yeah, he would have been able to get double prizes even. Just get a second tournament, then gain Trusty Steed of the first. Play it, get whatever you want.
Yeah. I think you're right. That was a better play. Does look pretty solidly one for Rabid. I don't know what price to take here.
I would take.
Aku's not gonna. I mean, I would just take Steed here.
Yeah,
because Aku's not.
For sure.
Aku's not getting a province this turn. He's probably not getting one. Well, he should be able to get one next turn, but that's still so much time.
I would get Steed here. And even now in Rabid spots, I would just gain tournament and buy yet another donate. It's still great to get rid of the coppers and the silvers. Because right now his next turn is kind of... I think it's a bunch of treasures that's left there.
2 coppers and silver.
Yeah.
He has 2 silvers, right? Because he gained silver twice with iron.
He has 2 silvers, right.
He's committed to this.
He's just going to buy the empty provinces.
I mean, he's gonna win still. But I think the cleaning up would have been quite good.
Yeah. Can still do it. Gain followers, draw more cards, so you have more of those treasures. So you buy something and donate and pay off your donates. He's probably just going to province.
Yeah, if he didn't do it either of the other times, it
It's
doesn't seem like it's something he's thinking about.
yeah. I would just get followers here, because not because it's so great for yourself, but I guess if Akuchi gets it, then that's one of the few ways he might have a way back in the game.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
okay, he's throwing the game, and Rabid is the new champion and the first person ever to win on the third tiebreaker. It's
so congrats to Rabid. We didn't have a lot of draw.
no,
Only a couple games really had good draw.
a bit with the Magpies and the Wars had some pretty nice draw.
Yeah, there's a little bit there, and then the city quarter that definitely some different games, different kingdoms.
Yeah, I enjoyed the games, although the fifth one was a bit of a bit of a challenge just to stay awake. It's
It was something.
yeah. Okay, thank you, Mick, for joining me, and thanks everyone for watching. And we'll be back next season. And Mick will probably be in in the commentator seat. At least he won't be in the.
I won't be playing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's magic number 3.
There's the third time, so that one's for you, Steph. Okay. Thanks for watching, and see you later.
Thanks.